What is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the pot-positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, but you can call me Bam. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. This is quite a little milestone for the show. This is our 20th sesh, man. I mean, that is just so crazy to us. I know I say it a lot, but I cannot thank you guys enough. All of you who spend your time here with us every Tuesday, 8 p.m. on Twitch. Or, if you can't make it on Tuesday and you catch up with us on YouTube, 420 on Friday at the Art Heart Studios channel. All of you guys are great. Please make sure, if you are watching on those mediums, follow us on Twitch, subscribe, click the bell on YouTube, and you're just doing a huge help to us. It just helps us boost the signal on this thing. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the shares. You guys seriously are the frickin' best. I cannot believe we are at 20 episodes already. The only way I know is, one, I have gained quite a bit of weight since the first episode, and my hair is much longer. So if you really want an adventure, just watch my developing changes from first to 20th episode, and it's a joy. It's truly a joy. All right, man, freaking 20 episodes. I don't know. Isaac, how do you feel? 20 episodes, man. How are you? 20 sessions with WeeDnD. How are you feeling?
Can you please let me leave this desk?
Isaac has not left the desk in over 4 months.
Or fill my water bowl.
I told him if he does better tricks, I will fill his water bowl, but he refuses to do the better tricks. So I know you're all on my side. We get lots of messages about if Isaac's okay, and I can assure you, he's not. His life is torturous. All right, guys. Well, in my opinion, the absolute best thing about this show is our most wonderful cast, and man, did they bring the fire last week. So, without further ado, please allow me to introduce my favorite people, the 5 most wonderful performers from around Las Vegas, the beautiful cast of Weed&d. I like to start this off by handing this joint through the internet to my girl, Brenna. Hey, Brenna, how you doing, girl?
What's up, Bam? Hey guys, it's me, Brenna Folger. You also know me as Bruno the Sea Serpent, the Serpent Slayer. So thank you guys for being on this journey with us so far. 20 episodes is a big freaking deal. And I was trying to think of what I've learned in 20 episodes, and I guess it is that Isaac has to learn to turn better tricks. And on that note, I think I'm gonna give this one over to my girl, my friend, my bae, Miss Abby. Well said, my dear. Well said. What is up, my buds? Abby Dandy in the house. I can't believe it's been 20 episodes already. Oh, how time flies. I've changed a lot. My hair is quite a bit longer as well. Tina Smoothhands has changed a lot. Oh my goodness, in the life domain now. Oh. Let's dive right into this crazy episode, passing it on to Drew.
Thank you, baby girl. What up, y'all? Drew, Dorcas, the dwarf. Yep. Anyway, I made my friends some pretty awesome gifts the last time. I can't wait to give it to them. But you know what the real gift is? Y'all. Y'all are the real gift. The only other gift I ever got was this sending stone. Come on in, best friend. Come at me. This is coming at you there, guy. 10-4.
Ooh, 10-4, best friend. Thank you so much. And what's up, beautiful buds? Thanks for being here for our 20th episode. And with this amazing cast, with our amazing dungeon master, with all y'all, I could do 20 more times. This is seriously not even labor, but it's all love. Hey, Gus, how many blunts we got tonight?
Yo, what up? It's your boy, Two Blunts Langley, checking in. A little microphone check. What is this? Weed and divot equals crazy delicious. Yo, I'm super stoked about 20 sessions. That means I smoked 40 blunts. That means we've got a lot of weed to smoke before we can take this final toke and see what happens in this game. Let's do it. Sending it over to my man, Bam.
Whew, man, it made it. Perfect timing, because we got a little ritual we like to do around here. We've done it 20 times. Well, I think technically we've done it 40 times. We do it twice an episode. But this right here is going to be special because it's for our 20th episode. Yeah, you're all right. I see all your confused faces. You're right, I did the math poorly. Go ahead and take your lighters. Hold them up in front of you thusly. make sure you're not going to light anything on fire around you for security reasons, and go, lighters up. Let's play some fucking D&D, guys!
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Every time. Sandy Stein, that theme every time. All right. Well, folks, let's say I set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they stood around a painting that foretold of a dark future for the heroes of the Shakinda Prophecy. Painted by the strange magical child Esmerelda, whose magic extends beyond the bounds of time itself, having predicted the battle with the green dragon Harnax several days before the events unfolded. Kumal, the girl's adopted father, admitted to having found her in the woods under a great cherry blossom tree before the area known to the locals as the Dryad's Cult, and he wished her returned. He fears her witch magic and holds himself responsible for the attack on Esmerelda by not doing so sooner. Sumner Milton, friend of the Five and major domo to the Fellsworn King, seemed convinced by this discovery that the child is touched with unpredictable Fey magic, that the Dryads draw their power from within the Feywild. With 7 days remaining before the great armies arrive at the Malachite Mountains, a heaviness weighs upon the Five as they try to find their place amidst the call of destiny. All right, guys. We jump back in a mere moments after we stopped last. You're all stood around the home of Kumal with his 3 children, one of whom you've recently discovered is not his at all, but an adopted child that he found in the forest and brought back to his home. Divot, Rial, and Tina, you stand closest to the child currently as you all look down upon this painting that lays on the ground. You see Kumal spread out over a couple boxes and a table because I still didn't update his token. And you see him laying there just taking it all in, baby. A heaviness around the room as you all look on the image that you saw before you. If you can recall, Esmerelda had painted feverishly, that's the one. Fervently. That's why we smoke, to fill the gap. Fervently.
Facetiously.
She facetiously facilitated fervorously, fastidiously painting the All right. Anyway, she did that in a crazy fit as she smashed colors and started scraping at the palette with her fingers. And you see even now as she kind of sits looking up at you again with that blank face and her blue crystalline eyes, those Alec Baldwin eyes, she stares with a blank expression directly at you, Rial. Looking down upon the painting, you see the smattered darkness that appears to be the body of Sithis that has the face of House of Othrevan. In his chest, an axe blade embedded from a two-sided axe currently being held by Thoricus Onyxheart. Behind them stands Rial, with the strange green cloak that he has not yet received yet, but that was made for him by Thoricus Onyxheart. Eking away from Sithis, this sprawling darkness reaches up and gathers at the feet of Divot, who stands with his dragon skin crossbow in the background, shooting a beam of green eldritch energy across the sky. Opposite him in the painting, a glowing, yellow, vibrantly smashed mix of colors with the faint outline of Tina Smoothhands and her auburn hair hanging down. There's a strange absence of one of the 5 in this picture as you look around and do not see Brunor. The room is heavy. You look around and you see the surprised faces both of Kumal and Sumner Milton, who stand around in complete shock. You know, after having seen the outcome of her last painting, you know, the picture of the dragon fight at the windmill in Esmerelda, where you now, where you currently are. She had painted several days before those events unfolded. So again, this strange prophetic magic that this little girl seems to have, that she taps into somehow when she does these paintings, seems to paint a pretty bleak picture for the future of the Five. And once more, Rial, as this child stares at you with her completely unremarkable body, other than her piercing blue eyes, she looks at you and you can't help but be unsettled by the picture once more of Sithis' body with your face. There's a heaviness in the room that hangs all around you as you each start to look at the faces of the Five. You turn and notice that standing in the doorway is Thoricus Onyxheart, and he seems to have a great bunch of things in his arm. And the first that you notice as you turn is a strange dragon skin crossbolt that is identical to the one in the painting. What do you do?
Hey guys. I made you some shit. Because I love you or whatever. Just shut up.
I feel like I'm not thrown by this at all. Like, I look at the painting, and then I look at Thoricus, and I'm like, I love it.
Right? A sexy painting.
Wow. Thank you so
agree.
much for these presents, these things. I don't see myself in the painting, so I'm impressed that he has gifts. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
what's going on with that painting?
What pit?
So Thoricus, you do see the painting. I mean, you see the details, and even you're kind of like, wait, what? There's no way. I just made these, like I'm coming to deliver them right now, and you see them on the ground in front of you. But you are aware of the objects being in this painting.
Which is weird.
Definitely.
Yeah, Papa wasn't expecting that one. Gotta be real young. Nope.
No, and I see my greatest fears reflected in the painting, like Rial reflected in Sithis. So to have Thoricus come bearing the gifts, I look at him, I'm utterly gobsmacked. It's a nice gift, but
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that it's in the painting, right?
yeah.
It's off-putting. My gifts seem kind of weird now.
Rial, we kind of shift to your focus a little bit. You're looking at the picture, and if you all recall, just before we kind of called it last time, the painting moved a little bit. Like the axe that was in the chest of the shadow shifted inward a little bit. And as that happened, Rial, you more than anybody, noticed that the face on the actual Rial, not the face on top of Sithis, but the Rial Othrevan in the picture, as the axe embedded in the chest of Sithis, so too did the face of Rial twist in agony. And so you're kind of staring down, you feel the intense look of this little girl. You can smell kind of the old wood of this area, the cobblestones. Everything's got a little layer of dust on it. There's not a ton of light coming in from the outside, and what little light there is almost seems to be focusing, as if by magic, upon this painting itself. Rial, you look up and you see the outline of the cloak hanging from the arms of Thoricus. You look back down at your face once more. Yet again, for some strange reason, you seem to have been linked with Sithis for reasons unknown.
I just can't help it. As soon as I see it, it's almost involuntary, but just almost whispering, just Shakinda kind of just comes out of me, and I lock eyes with Tina.
I can't meet his gaze.
So you see, Rial, you look up and Tina looks down. Of everybody in the room right now, Tina actually seems the most tense. There's almost like a palpable calmness over just this, how strange this moment is. Everybody seems a little afraid to break the silence or address the many elephants in the room. And yes, so Rial, you look up to make eye contact with Tina, and you can kind of see her, pull back and shy away.
Cool, right. So it looks like I'm kind of hanging in the doorway now. Like, it looks like this is very uncomfortable. This is very awkward for everybody. Let's take a break. Can we take a break from this right now? Is everybody cool to just kind of take a step outside and regroup? Can we do that? Is that cool for everybody? I'd like it.
That works
Yeah.
for me.
Let's look at these gifts, these wonderful gifts that you made us.
Let's just take a breath here. You, Alec Baldwin Eyes, will stay in here, just kind of and then we will stay out. Let's just take a moment. Hey, everybody, hi, let's do this.
Hello.
You see, you kind of actually, everybody, again, you guys are legends at this point. The word of your actions has reached across, the miles that you have yet to travel. And so as you guys are, like I said, at 6th level, you guys are heroes in the area. And so, yeah, the urge to kind of like get away from the crowd, they totally understand and allow it. Like, if anything, they feel like this is way bigger than them and kind of back out. Sumner Milton seems pretty plugged in still. He's kind of used to big world event-y kind of stuff. But you see Kumal's like, I'll go attend to the children. Then he kind of looks at you again and implores, but I beg you, return her where she belongs. I can't even look at her anymore. And he just walks over around the corner. He's like,
This guy.
Okay, dude.
and he moves around the corner here and attends to Albie and Emily, who, are still sleeping in bed there.
Cool. Well, all right, that guy's an asshole. Anyway.
Yeah, fuck that
What'd you
guy.
get for us, Poppy?
Yeah, what's going on? Thoricus?
Present time.
You get a gift.
What?
You get a gift. You get a gift. And you get a gift. I don't know if we're in the layout that's this way. It's this way. But either way.
Everyone's listening.
Yeah, I made you something to remember this awesome battle that we just kicked the shit out of. Yeah.
I love
rode it on the
Tails.
Fucktown Express. Just took it to him.
The 5.
So yeah, something to remember it by. I appreciate you guys getting me this far, and hell, I'd ride to the ends of the earth with you.
Oh man, I immediately try it on, and I'm just like, oh.
So I have to interject here. Drew actually sketched up some sketches of your guys' stuff. I haven't imported them in yet, but they're fantastic. He's all shy about it, but they look amazing. So yes, I just want you guys to know, you pretty soon you'll be able to see them. They look so dope. Drew, you did a great freaking job. I love it. And so yeah, so each of you, let's give this its due. Thoricus, you're kind of going through. Just remind us, if you will, of each individual piece that you made for your allies.
Okay, so let's start with Divot, because I think I started with him the last time first. So Divot gets the dragon skin sleeveless duster or trench coat looking thing, but then on his stoner boner donor, there's a detachable sleeve that goes into like a dragon claw, which again we said, is that really better than a fucking skeleton hand? But anyway, it's there for aesthetic purposes.
I got options.
Right, and then I just kind of decked out his crossbow with some like dragon spikes on the front and a nice little dragon skin buttstock to.
Oh, and I'm just like, oh, I was wondering where the fuck this thing was, my man.
Yeah, Divot, you're actually all of you, specifically Brunor and Tina, some a little more used to a heavier type armor and stuff. The fact that he has somehow managed to make these in the amount of time since you saw him last, it literally seems impossible. So it's it's not, obviously the gift is the most important thing in the moment, but you are looking at this. I mean, these are like masterly crafted suits of armor and clothing. Made from the materials of the beast that you guys just vanquished. You're kind of like, as you see these magically imbued items, you really start to resonate with the idea of killing a dragon. To quote a phenomenal recap by our man Lord of Lost Time, and I'm going to butcher it, but to see a dragon is rare. To actually see one and die to it is rare. To fight a dragon and survive is rare, but to kill a dragon is a legendary thing. And the 5 are now legends. So in this moment, and I totally butchered that, please go check the episode on YouTube, because it was phenomenal. But yes, as you guys look down on this, I mean, these are magic items, as if like the items of antiquity crafted by your very ally, who you haven't really seen do a ton of blacksmithing or anything.
I look at Tina and I'm like, it looks like Thoricus is the magician, What are we doing?
But yeah, so these exquisitely, divot, you slide it on, and even, your skeleton arm fits right into this basically dragon claw sleeve. And you're kind of looking at it, you're like, definitely, I would say like a dragon arm would be looked upon a little better than like undead skeleton arm of doom. It's like at the very least.
It looks like I'm wearing, it looks like part of my outfit rather than, you know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's kind of pinned to and part of it.
It's
But yeah,
a
it's got these sweet
bold-fashioned
quills
thing.
that stick up
Yeah.
at the neck, and claws that hang around at the base of it. It's super super fly.
Oh, yes.
This is Thoricus. He's so in right now.
Giving
know
Ildessa
what?
a run.
I'm just trying to
Yo,
get at
Jessa,
Ildessa
who-
right now. She's got
Ildessa's
it.
on the top, bro. You gotta keep swinging.
Yeah, Okay, so next describe or
Yeah.
are we good? Okay, damn it. So for Rial, I made a hooded, like cloak, like a assassin cloak or
Oh, I know.
robe. Out of dragon skin, and the top comes down, and then the two dragon teeth come down, and they kind of make like a little sight almost for his bow. So, and then as it comes down, it's got the what do you call that? Okay. It's not bones, the fucking things that are in the
spines?
Spining, thank you, yes.
Yes.
Spines. You can see that on the inside, but not on the outside. So it's like Batman.
Sick.
And then at the bottom of it, like
Yes.
very
Very cool.
wing claw thingies hang off. And I did make a drawing, but trust me, guys,
They're
my
dope.
name is the past tense of the verb, and I'm Brandon.
Drew draws. Drew.
Oh.
Drew draw.
Drew.
Oh,
Drew.
these are calling you draw.
I was like, Thoricus?
No,
Thoricus. Thoricus.
like Floricus, am I right?
I throw a kissed.
Aww.
And then,
I'm gonna look at Thoricus real fast. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, finish.
oh no, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What were you saying?
No. You go ahead. You first.
Okay, well then, yeah, the other part of Rial's thing that I made was like a little, like, I guess also an inner sleeve to the cape or whatever that has this like dragon tooth or claw or something that comes out like Assassin's Creed. See that? When I do that?
Oh.
Yeah.
And so, so if he's in melee, like, and misses or whatever, like, he can just come right around and just throat fuck someone, you know?
Yeah.
Oh
Like
my
us.
goodness.
Awesome.
But how's he gonna kill him?
So that's Rial's outfit. Now, what were you gonna say, good buddy?
Oh, well, I mean, geez, I'm just so thrilled. I'm just like overcome by this. So I look right at you and just with a hand on your shoulder, I'm like, this is the best gift I've ever received.
Oh,
And then I'm gonna run over here by this tent and be like, tell me if you can see me. And then I'm gonna cunning action hide.
All right, give me a stealth check.
please be good.
Please, because this cloak is so good.
So as you guys have seen, Rial has this weird ability to kind of disappear in plain sight, and so he throws this sweet cloak over him, and he like does that tight where he throws it over his shoulder, and almost in a moment, he disappears, and then you hear a little rustling, and he's like, "See if you could see me," and then let's see if they can see Rial.
Be the time I fail.
Oh no, it's okay.
A 19. So with none of your passive perceptions, yes, suddenly, you hear a couple barrels banging around on one side of the wall, and then almost as if with a breeze of wind, you hear barrels shaking on the other side of the alleyway, as Rial is now moved across the other side, and you kind of step out from the alleyway, and you have a cool little moment there of awesomeness.
I hate it when he does that.
Right?
Oh, where'd he go?
I did not mean to make that easier, guys. I apologize. Truly.
That was excellent. That was excellent.
You can just hear me tee-heeing from behind the tent. So
Can't take a pee without wondering if Rial is there.
You know what though? Anything for that little giggle, right? Anything for that little giggle.
I did it all for the giggle.
That giggle mug.
What? The giggle. Oh.
All right, yeah. So Thoricus, you've given your gift upon Rial, who seems to love it, and he's just like laughing to himself around the alleyway. And then you hear laughter, and like somewhere else, like he's still just moving around stealthily around you guys.
Damn it. All right, so move on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, for Brunor, I was gonna make her like a sweet ass fucking dragon, like the chest dragon scales, like the bigger, thicker ones, like put that on her shield, and then take like a wormling skull and kind of put that in the middle of it, and yeah, do that. And
Your protector, Brunor, protector fighter. Yeah, you see, he hands you this shield, you know, scaled with green dragon scales that he somehow worked the color on to where they're kind of the same blue-green color as your skin. And set right in the middle of the shield, kind of, you know, set out a little bit. It might get broken on a direct smash. Is the head of one of these wormlings, kind of pressed on. You know, thick bone. You know, would survive more than an average decoration. But yes, the skull of one of the green wormling dragons that you killed, emblazoned upon the front of it.
hell yeah. And then yeah, the other thing that I was gonna try to do was to just, yeah, I guess it sounds really like fashionable or whatever, but like color scheme her armor and like put accents of the coral that comes out when she does her marking, and also like dragon scale it up a little bit just to, you know, dopify it, I guess.
Yeah, make it super dope. I get it.
Rough.
I get it.
Dopify it.
Totes my dopes.
Let me,
Totes my dotes.
Thoricus, do me a favor real quick. Give me your blacksmith school's tools is on your character sheet there. Give me a blacksmithing tools check. It's underneath all your skills and your passive stuff. Give me a. Let's see how well you did with these choral accents. A 25. So yes. Fantastic.
Super dope.
So yes, exactly as described. Because it would have been funny if it was like you didn't do a great job. But yeah, so you have even managed to like create this new choral armor effect that you guys have never seen anywhere else. Bruno, you're like, oh man, that would like take like where I'm from, everybody would love that so much. And yeah, you see him. He's kind of customized your armor, and you know, set it to a Brunor, the serpent slayer style.
So when I see this, when I'm seeing this shit, kind of like when, I don't know how long some of the folks, some of the buds out there have been around, but when I received Angelo, I would just kind of received this beautiful, amazing gift, and then I very awkwardly leaned in and gave, it's what's his face's dad, I gave him a smooch on the forehead.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do the very same thing. I receive these things, and it just kind of, you can see me like really take it in, like receiving a gift is a very big deal for Brunor. And so it's just like, especially something that was so thoughtful, and I'm like, and then I kind of like straighten up and I go, thank you, Thoricus. And then I like lean in and just kiss him on his forehead.
Oh my god, because you're so much taller.
Yeah, I just lean all the way down. And yeah, he tries to lean out of the way, and I'm like, no, it's happening. Don't. I'm just. Yeah. So then, yeah, I do it, and then I stand back up.
Yes. As Thoricus plants a sea elf kiss upon, I'm sorry, as Brunor plants a sea elf kiss upon Thoricus's forehead. Thoricus, you're standing.
We got a lot of real estate, so if you miss, I will be very disappointed.
So yeah, kind of a nice moment between the warriors there. Awkward and strange to be sure, but you know, two allies on the front lines of the battlefield.
Exactly. Weird shit happens out there, man. I can vouch.
It's the sea version of this thing.
You son of a bitch.
Trust grip.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sea version, that's what it's like under the sea, y'all.
Yeah.
We smoke seaweed and we give it forehead
Everything's
kisses.
better. Downwards wetter. Take it from me.
I'm bringing in the elephant. All right, Dorcas.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else for Brunor?
Well, I mean, I wanted to, but I wasn't creative enough, so.
Okay.
That's no negative self-talk here, buddy.
I think the
kidding.
thing
No,
you did was super
I wanted
awesome.
to do something for,
All I
wanted to
made
do
was
something
this
for
sick
Brian.
ass dragon.
I had
shield
made
that
a note.
matches your whole
That was
vibe.
just maybe I had marked something down that was incorrect. So
No, because oh yeah, the circlet,
circlet.
right? Yeah. That was part of the armor, right? Because with the claws and the teeth and the fucking.
I wasn't
and
wrong.
all that. You were wrong.
circlet.
So you were creative enough?
Yeah, see, you were creative enough.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Drew, do you
So
ever
I
talk
guess-
about
I
yourself
guess
like
I-
that
yeah.
again? I'll kick your
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
Past tense, Drew figured it out.
Yeah.
Drew.
Good old draw.
Good old draw.
No
Bro.
negativity here, bud.
Yeah.
Drew the Dro draw.
Don't talk about my friend like
Yeah,
that.
don't talk about my man Drew. He's
Get
a
out
cool
of
guy.
Yeah.
I will fight you to death.
Yeah.
Don't talk about my guys.
Don't make me. I'll put Drew in there and have you guys fight him.
All right, now give me a gift.
I will. I want to. I want to so
Popcorn.
bad.
Popcorn. All right, you guys are gonna have to fight the real versions of you. At some point. There'll be a smoke off or something cool.
I have a feeling I will lose this battle, but
Oh my god, I would love to figure out what happened if what I would do in that situation. But can we play each other? I would want Gus to be me. What
Yes.
would Brennan? No.
Oh yeah.
Self
I'm
fight.
enjoying this
Yeah,
too much.
we can totally play each other.
Self
We'll
fight.
just swap vests.
So
Yeah, we'll just-
fight.
Oh, I'm my own worst enemy.
Anyway, what were we doing? Oh yeah.
We're getting deep, guys. Oh.
we hitting weird, y'all.
Oh.
All right.
We are.
So yes, Brunor, you see Thorcus hands you a circlet made out of the many small fangs and claws from the wormlings. You know, as you hold it in your hands, Brunor, you and you alone have a strange reaction to this moment. You know, as you look down upon this crown made of claws and teeth, and you kind of remember, you have that brief image of the gold and ivory gates of Elmira. The gates that you were supposed to be guarding the night of the attack. And you just look down upon it, and that feeling weighs a little heavy in your mind.
Thank you. It's gnarly. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. It's gnarly.
Dragon thing. I'm sorry.
What? No, it's gnarly. I love it. Look at it. It's got teeth. Someone's gonna look at me and get real scared. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, you do. You're looking at Brunor, and it's like, Brunor, you look like the ocean knight right now. It's like you've got these thrusts of coral, and it's almost as if you could see the crashes of the waves at the crescendo of your shoulder and on your knees, and very yes, you're the overall look of the five. You all kind of have a similar aesthetic for the first time, where your gear all kind of matches, and even you, as an adventurer on the road, we're like, man, I wouldn't want none of these guys, in a bar fight. And yeah, so you kind of look.
Yeah, they match.
Oh shit, they match.
They're all wearing similar outfits.
Right.
They all went to the same stylist.
We match and we kill children.
That's the
You don't
fun.
want that shit.
Oh no!
If we've learned anything in 20 episodes,
Shucks.
they match. All right, so yeah, you guys are all kind of standing around, just again checking out just the sheer dopeness of each of your individual items, and you see kind of the biggest thing Thorcus still has as far as just sheer size left to give. You see, he kind of looks up, and Thorcus, you lock eyes with Tina Smooth Hands. You see, she seems a little off. She seems a little shaken in the effects of everything that's happened to this point. And so for a rare moment, you actually catch her attention, and you kind of start gesturing over toward her. So what sweet thing did you make for Tina?
Oh, sorry. I was gesturing towards her. So yeah, for Tina, I again kind of like with Brunor, just kind of dopify the plate armor, put some heavy dragon scale pauldrons and like on the breastplate, and then again I want to do like little dragon scales that look like she's rocking abs on the outside of the armor, because I mean,
Yeah, armor
Abby's
abs.
got
The Greeks knew what
Abby's
they were
got
doing.
rocking abs, so good for you, girl. Yeah, you know, just kind of spikeify, you know, make it look a little more dragony, I guess.
Dope.
But also like with her new like holiness and whatnot, and like towards healing, I wanted to put like some green accents and then like gold and whatnot. I mean, I don't have any gold.
Right.
Well, I have gold coin.
You got some gold coins?
I could sacrifice some of that for the dopeness.
Yeah.
And then also make her like a dragon helmet thing that comes up and sits in it with the teeth.
Yeah,
Kinda like-
dragon skulls. Like, dragons are noble creatures. It's the color
Right.
of their scales that tend to let you know if they're, like I said, the chromatic dragons all tend to be evil, whereas the metallic ones are not. But the sight, you know, of the skull of a dragon is quite a sight. You know, it's neither good nor bad, and it's bare, you know, pulled back nature, given strength by the sight of Tina wearing it. You know, it's you know, she almost appears like a bronze or gold dragon herself. You know, so
Right,
infused
just like
with the
plated
light.
out in fucking tank, like a tank dragon, and
Yeah, as a
like I
life
said,
cleric, she can wear heavy armor now. That's what's cool about life clerics. They get ability to wear heavy, so you can kind of build up on her a little bit. That's a pretty sweet. So yeah, Tina, you see Thoricus, you know, again, as you're kind of like shaken by these things that you've seen, you know, and even still these gifts that everybody's been receiving, each one of them, you can almost look down, you know, with the exception of Brunor, you can look down at this painting and see, you know, and so it's like, it's kind of a strange moment still, nevertheless, but he does hand you these gorgeous dragon armor gifts.
Yeah, I'm certainly still affected by the painting, but I still want to show my friend my utmost appreciation for this gift that he's spent his masterful hours crafting for me, because I really do appreciate it. And I also want to take a moment to connect to Shantia, because the rose that's on the front of my shield that blooms and wilts, I want to connect to that, and I want those to also be on the helmet, because I think that would be really cool to have. I think that would be a cool connection,
Dude,
of the two, you know?
heck yes.
Yeah.
So,
And I think,
Rose-colored
yeah.
dragon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yes,
that's
as
so
we've
dope.
as we've seen before, you know, it's strange when Tina begins to connect to her newer power source. There's always this bending of the light around her, and in this moment, as she holds this dragon skull helmet in front of her, you know, just raw skeleton bone with some accents to work as an actual helmet. You see her holding her hands and looking at it, and as the light kind of focuses in and bends on her, you see her hands start to glow. And you see the vines of the roses that are, you know, all across the spider webs on her shield. They even start blooming up her arms as they grow and wrap over this dragon skull. And you see the flowers themselves start blooming and again dying and blooming and dying as this beam of light just kind of washes over you, and this sweet breeze of spring washes through the air. And you see Tina puts her helmet on. And Tina, you kind of look up, and in this flow, you know, that searing river of energy that you feel as the blessing of Shantia, a much kinder touch than the sharp, cold control that Tharizdun seemed to hold over you before. As you let that light in, that bloom, the harvest, and you look upon those flowers once again growing and dying and regrowing again, you look over at your brother, and you finally start to understand that bubble that exists between the two of you. And you realize that as you've started imbuing this strength of Shantia, Divot seems to be balancing that scale. And you look at these withered flowers on your shield and on your helmet as you set it on, and you realize that death is not necessarily evil. And you look at your brother, Divot, who you know. Like, you know him, you have known him for a while, and even though he's changed so dramatically, he's acting with such a confidence and a zest and a purpose right now that you just, that push from the two of you, you kind of maybe start to see his place in these things as you have this moment with the rebirth and the death of these flowers on your hands, shield, and helmet. Just a moment worth noting.
Thank you, Thoricus.
Hell yeah.
I look around at how good Thoricus has made everybody look, and that while we were all doing our own thing, he was doing this for us. And I walk over to him, and I put my not skeleton hand, my dragon skin hand on his shoulder.
Nice.
And in a motivational moment of bardic inspiration, I'd like to give him a bardic inspiration by saying, "Don't let the strangeness of the day ruin the love that you've bestowed upon us. You're more important than you know, my friend." So, and then I dramatically reach into my new duster and pull out the Raka staff, and I go like, bah! And like smack it on the ground. And I use the last thing of the Raka to like put my hand on his shoulder, gesture for him to put his hand on my shoulder, and I want to try to uncurse his weapon for him.
No! I mean, yes, please. Oh God, I hope that happens.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Dope. I freaking love that. All right.
Ow.
We're gonna try, baby.
I think I got some inspiration there too. Thanks for that, Gus. All right, so Divot, you put your hand down and kind of in tune with that blowing wind that comes down the alleyway as Tina has this moment with her helmet and looks up. That wind that blows down the alley starts building up a little bit of strength. And Thoricus, you look at the dragon hand, your own crafting sitting on your shoulder, and you look up into the eyes of Divot. And, this darkness that has been kind of hanging over him, it seems to break away. And you feel that pure pink bardic, arcane energy start to flow over you. You look down at your boots on the ground, and the small stones around your feet begin shaking as this breeze starts picking up. You see the wind blows, and finally you can see Rial, only because his sweet green dragon scale cloak is blowing in the wind, and he's standing there once more, here in the alleyway. You see that, Tina Smooth Hands, dons her helmet as the light beams around, and you see the wind start eating the sunlight as they start kind of merging into the same energy force. You guys have seen this before. It's the spirit god known as the Raka. As you see Divot pull out the staff of the Raka once more, right before he stamps it into the ground again, you hear the tittling sound of one single bead inside the bulbous wooden top of the staff. And as he raises it in the sky, you see the swelling wind of light and energy spin around him and the staff, and he crushes it into the ground. This blowing wind of energy starts blowing the stones at your feet away from you. Each of you are kind of pushed away from this wind as Divot, you have your dragon hand clenched onto Thoricus' shoulder. So powerful, this magic, that you're almost being blown away. You're hanging on tight as this new sweet split jacket is blowing around behind you. And you crash it once more. You hear a from inside the bulb. And in that same moment, you hear a The wind stops. Thoricus, you look down at your hand. These pink, vibrant, magical stripes start cracking through the stone. You feel the blade kind of wedged against your hand. You feel as your fingertips start loosening on the heft of the axe. This purple and pink bardic energy, the original power source of Divot's magic, shining through this black magic curse. And in a moment, a deafening sonic boom as the winds of the Raka break through the stone encasing on your hands. You see the black magic stones scatter all around, 50 feet thrown in all directions. And Thoricus stands free-handed once more, holding the Blightbringer. Awesome use of that item, Gus. Take an inspiration point, please.
Wow.
That was dope.
Sick. All right. Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. It's our new band, Owen and the Wilsons.
Owen Wilson Phillips? Owen Wilson Phillips.
He's a druid named Bowen Wilson.
All right. So you guys stand, in the epic aftermath of this crazy magical display. Divot, calling upon his final use of the staff of the Raka, gifted him by Ubre the Calloused back in Buraka, has used the last of the magic of this staff to reverse the curse on our man Thoricus Onyx Heart. So yes, Thoricus, it feels so good. It's like when you have your leg in a cast, you feel the wind blowing on your hand. It's just like, oh yes, oh my gosh, your hand's super sweaty and gross. It's just been inside of a rock for like a while now, and the cloth wrapping of the axe, it kind of peels away from your skin. They've been so pressed together for so long, like peeling the top of a blister off your hand. It's just like it peels the skin away. You're looking around. All of you guys at this point are so used to sweet epic stuff that you kind of stand in the moment for a bit, and all to pierce the silence, you just hear the and you look over, and Sumner Milton is just like flabbergasted, like it can't fathom the magic of what just occurred. Remember, the Raka, a god of its own right. Basically, you all just kind of witnessed a god taking action in the material plane. Something that's again legendary.
That's what we do, baby. Get used to it, Sumner.
Thoricus, show me what that thing do.
Oh, you mean this?
Yeah, so it's funny, Thoricus, you look down at the two axes, Lucille, your girl, Lucille the Fury, with its, phoenix engraving on the blade. You look down at the Blightbringer, the dark copy, seemingly hewn from black magic stone. You look at the contraption that you and Tanara had been working on. It hadn't come together the way you wanted. You'd lose some momentum. The damage class would go. Even with your masterful crafting, the ballet of the blacksmith, you guys were still unable to come up with the perfect fusion to this idea. And so you kind of peel the arm brace away from it, and where it would connect from your arm to the blade, you kind of like start grabbing at things around you, just little sheets and plates of metal, and you kind of like force the two axes together. And with you guys see him kind of like latch down on this ratchet clamp, and it just kind of locks into place. And you see he's successfully managed to turn both axes into one big, giant, double-sided axe. And you all kind of, wise enough, start backing up as you see his eyes shift to that of the soldier on the battlefield. And in this moment, Thoricus, you're swelling with magic from the Raka. You look down at the glimmering stone of Lucille, your long-lost love from your banished homeland of Kulmara. You see the Blightbringer, this dark, foreboding prophecy of the end. And on the other side, the Fury, this light, hopeful energy. And you feel the balance between both of them. You start slowly moving them. And you feel, you are attuned to both of these magic axes, and you feel the different magic pull of each of them. The Blightbringer seems to swing with a dark ferocity, while Lucille the Fury swings with pure energy, and you're finding where that balance is. And all of you kind of watch as you see a master battlefield fighter begin testing a new form of combat. And almost as if you're not standing there, you see Thoricus Onyxheart start swinging these two axes together. And in a fighting style you've never seen, he starts spinning around in circles, and both blades become an extension of his body at the same time. You see as he spins one way, one blade comes out with a blow, and he continues through his body to finish the energy with the other blade. The Cyclone of Doom, the Dreidel of Doom. Thoricus Onyxheart has found a new fighting style, and you see him masterfully put it to use before you. Again, you hear the of Sumner Milton, just like, just shocked out of his mind in the presence of such mighty glory. And then you hear and you look down, and Brian the Crocodile has managed to find him a nice crispy onion, and he's just chewing on it, and the big stench of like a rotten onion starts to fill the air and kind of sour this awesome, epic, beautiful moment that you guys have. And you look down, and it's like, oh, Brian, and he's like,
That's our Brian.
But yeah, kind of bringing you back to like reality is this stench of this rotting onion. And, this crocodile that hangs out with you guys, chomping down at your feet. You see Sumner's just kind of like, magnificent. Truly glorious. Not since the King Faragor himself have I seen such magic. You are all God-touched. Your destinies. Great. I am honored to stand before you. You are truly heroes of the truest kind. And with that, we're gonna jump to intermission real quick. Sorry, I'm too jacked on that moment. Woo! All right, guys, we are gonna take us a quick 10-minute intermission. Please stick around. Check out this awesome intermission with all these freaking amazing art submissions from just incredible artists, the absolutely wonderful music of the incredible Sandy Stein, who does all the original music on the show. I mean, he is just amazing. Thank you, guys. Thanks, buds. We will see you in 10 minutes. We love you. Hydrate and maybe go to the potty. If you have potty. Like I haven't smoked enough. All right. We'll put this out. It's the only one I got left. Ooh, welcome back, buds. Sesh 20 continues on. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they stood in the alleyway behind the bar in Esmerelda, having recently slewn green dragons, some wormlings, their own fears and doubts. Thoricus handed out many a marvelous craft work that him and the elf blacksmith Tanara had crafted for each of the members of the Five. And as they kind of stood in this epic moment, and Divot utilized the staff of the rocket to break the curse that attached the Blightbringer to Thoricus's hand, they watched the fury of the son of Kulmara spinning in his new battle form with his double-edged black blade. And then a touching kind of moment between each of the members of the Five and Thoricus, the battle-hardened. Right when we left, Sumner Milton was commenting on just how it felt to be a member of these moments, now becoming more frequent for you all. You forget in the commoner's eyes, your feats, your actions, even just the magic that permeates the actions around you. You see the effect that it's had on Sumner, and he stares, upon you now as if looking, upon myth itself, myth made man. And so this moment kind of lingers heavily. Brian sitting on the ground, the big 10-foot-long crocodile, mount and best friend of Brunor the Serpent, the Serpent Slayer. And you all kind of stand around and look around. It's almost like that scene in The Avengers where the camera spins around and you're all just super dope looking right now. Rial, you've got your cloak blowing in the breeze that's ever present in the city of Esmerelda that spins the great windmill. That's certainly seen better days. Tina, you stand with your dragon skull helmet. Thoricus, you look around at your handiwork and you done good. You look down and you see the combined fury of your new weapon. Curiously, do you have a name for your new weapon? Right now it's Lucille the Fury and the Blightbringer, but combined, do you have a new name for them?
I have so many names.
Dude, page it. Let's wait until it's right. Maybe it's like when you get a new car, you don't want to name it right away. You want to see what it is. So I'm with it. Let's sit on that. So yeah, you guys are all kind of standing around looking. You see Sumner Milton, again, kind of anticipating that he's infringing on your guys' privacy a little bit. He says he's going to go check. I'll go see what Vix and Wedge have been up to. See how they've progressed on the church. Truly, it is my greatest honor. And he bows. You see his silver hair and his nice purple regal coat, with the gold buttons as he kind of bends down. And you see a little age in his hair.
And his shame cloak.
What's that?
Shame cloak.
Dumb shame.
Yes,
Dummy
and you see his big dumb shame cloak kind of hang down and in
Dumb
shameful
idiot
fashion
shame
on the ground. And you just see how dumb he looks. It's shameful. And yeah, he stands back up. And again, to that point, you see him kind of look past Rial at you, Brunor. And he nods and then proceeds to head off towards Vix and Wedge.
Right before he's like too far away, I want to send him a message that's like, tell Vapor Rub or whoever to go tell that old couple out in the middle of our old camp that it's safe to come back because we rocked the shit out of these dragons.
Awesome, yeah. So you see at first he stands up straight, and you recall like the same effect with Brunor. Maybe the first time that somebody's talked directly into his mind. You see him stop and look around for a second, and then he kind of like understands that it's your voice. You see his shoulders kind of loosen as he understands what you said. He says,
when he looks at me, I go, boo.
And he kind of like continues down the alleyway. But yes, he sends you again the benefit of messages. They can send a reply. He says, as you wish, my lord, as you wish.
And I'm still having trouble meeting Rial's gaze, and the tension in the air still hangs heavy for me. But I don't want to dwell on that for now. There's a greater purpose. The young girl, we must take her. We have to do something with her. Correct, friends?
She's so normal though. God. Just.
Listen, I hate it too. Boring children are the worst. It's the worst. The most boring child is just,
Perhaps the druids will know what to do with her?
Yes, I agree. I think we should take her anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sympathetic to the darkness in the child. We should get her away from her, like, guy.
I'm
Right.
cool about that. I think that's
Her not
okay.
dad's an asshole, too. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Her floppy dad found her under a cherry blossom tree.
Yeah.
Am I able to confidently state that that's on the way to the Malachite Mountains with my cloister knowledge, or no?
Yeah, I mean, if you recall, he had mentioned that he had gone out, on the hunt, and he was forced to go
that
farther than he
Pokemon.
normally had. If you look up at the mountains at the mountaintops of the Malachite Mountains that are near you, they're all pretty sheer and steep. So you would imagine you'd probably have to go, along that similar route to find the path that leads up toward the peak tops that you seek. And then again, I just want to clarify because I know some of these terms get very similar. He did say he found her under a peach cherry blossom tree in front of a place that the locals call the Dryad's Colt. And Dryads are fey spirit creatures.
Yeah, they're
so
like
it's kind of
fairy.
like a spooky little place that the villagers, stay away from and hang little charms outside of and stuff. Leave little gifts and trinkets. But he found this child under a great cherry blossom tree near there. But yes, and then you are also seeking the guidance of the great druids, which, rest at the top of the Malachite Mountains.
So we're agreed we take the child on the way?
I'm sorry,
Yes.
is there a bar in town? I heard you guys talking about that. Is there a bar here?
Thorkus, you realize your friends are actually a little as you stand talking at them, they're all kind of doing this number where they're like half smiling and they got a lazy eyebrow, and so you feel like you might have missed a little of the action, bro.
Damn it. It's all good. It's all good.
Winter.
Yeah.
Real life Brian the Crocodile, everybody, played by Winter.
I offer my cigar over to Thorkus.
Oh, yeah, okay. Wait, there it is. Oh, thank you.
Like a bit of breakfast, friend.
You guys feel you see the smoke clouds kind of bloom off of these shared pieces as the wind blows.
Hey, listen, I forgot that I wanted to show you guys. And I'm shuffling around through my stuff and looking through everything, and I go, and I pull it out, that crimson colored scarab,
Yes.
the necklace thing. I pull it out and I go, this is what the dragon was holding onto in its clutches and its bag.
Big.
Yeah, if you'll recall the silver bag that was held in the clutches. And you guys have kind of pieced together a little bit more that he seemingly obtained that from digging through the graves behind the church.
Can I see if I know anything about this thing that this evil magical entity was after?
Yes, you could give me. You know what? Give me a history check on this actually, because you bring up a good point. In fact, yeah, let's see if you get it. Nope. Not rolling very high. You got a 7. You kind of hold it up and you look at it and you're like, and you have nothing. You have it doesn't ring any bells.
I'm like, it's a scarab.
Red.
Crimson.
Red is the sky. Yes. So I will actually, Rial. I'm going to make this on purpose because you all saw him. This is one of the rare exceptions. I will give you all a chance to make a history check. You may have seen one of these before, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bless you.
Is it? Right.
History!
Y'all, remember your history. It's
Rial with
time
an
to-
8. Not doing too much better. You're like, yes, definitely a scarab, indeed. And you
Yes,
bite it a little bit.
definitely.
Tastes like a scarab, for sure. I'm sure of it.
Looks like bug. Must be bug.
With a 9, a 7, an 8, and a 9. Each of you is progressively more certain that it is indeed a scarab. Thorkus, you might understand the genus of the scarab. You're a little hazy on the specific species itself. But if somebody can get a 10.
Can I try? I want to try now.
Yeah, you would have seen this as well.
Okay, here we go.
Please
Oh my
get a
God.
10. If you get a 10, I don't have anything to say. A 5!
Brian roll?
He's just looking at you guys like all let down. Okay, so you guys know 2 things about the Crimson Scarab. It is crimson in color, and it's a scarab.
Damn it. Hey, like, I feel like we all really did, like, pass it around and, like, put it in our mouth.
Yes. Yeah, each of you takes a good minute with it. Yes. You're taking notes.
Can I show it to Sumner Milton and ask if this looks familiar to him?
Yes. Always ask an NPC.
It's a great idea.
So, yes, because he actually, I'm sorry, that was me like, let me think about who he's met in his life. Yes, he has the same reason you guys can check. And, Wise calling upon, again, he's kind of like, getting around the corner, and then he's like, wait, before you do that, can you, and he's like, huh, what? Yes, and he walks back, yes, of course, legends, heroes, he just keeps repeating really heroic stuff to you guys. But yes, he's gonna take a history check.
Oh, man, let's see.
I'm not gonna roll this like the GM, I'm gonna roll this where we can all see it, because it'll be hilarious if he's bad. He gets +2 to this. Dang it, he got it. All right, yeah, 18. You see, he looks at you all like super confused, having you all have the same mutual person that had this. He's like, yes, the Crimson Scarab necklace. Surely you'll recall that the great druid Achaeus wears one similarly. And so yes, because of you all did know the great druid Achaeus, but in your time, it didn't make a prominent enough impression on your memory. But yes, he says that somebody else that has the same necklace is one of the great druids.
So it's a great druid necklace.
We're all like, yes, that's what I was saying.
And Tina, remember, you did a little bit of a history check. You have a little more knowledge on the subject. The grave that was behind the church is from Illifarn, a former member of the Druid Council, who has a son, supposedly on the council now. That's information that Tina has. If she wants to share it or not is up to her. I just to remind you a little. You gained a little knowledge from that history check.
Yeah, I want to share that information with everybody. Hey guys, this could be this guy's necklace. What do you think?
Who's?
Illifarn? What is it? I'm sorry?
Yes, Illifarn.
Illifarn? I'm very high. Excuse me.
Here, I'll put it in chat. It's Illefarn. Illifarn.
I was thinking of Elefunk. I'm sorry.
Hey, let's all take a hit for Elefunk right now. Here we go.
Yeah,
Lighters out. Team hit. Surprise lighters out. Little Elefunk. Boom, boom. He's a little elephant, and he sings when he gets hit. Ooh, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize I was smoking a joint at the same time, so it looks like I...
Good for you. You guys, I literally wrote down Illifarn, but then I put an F in apostrophe, so I was ready, just in case.
Prepared.
Just in case.
Let that be a lesson to you, new players. Always good to take your notes. So yes, Illifarn, and again, he does have a son, supposedly. Supposedly, does have a son currently sitting on the council. You don't know too much.
Child on the council.
Actually, no, Tina, you didn't know his name. I'm sorry.
So Illifarn was from the last circle of druids. Cool.
Correct.
Okay.
Buried, kind of unceremoniously buried in this small, quaint forest town at the base of the Malachite Mountains.
But it's because he has family here.
No, he has a son who's on the current Druid Council.
Oh.
He's one of the great druids. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does the corpse still have a jaw? Was the jaw attached to the corpse?
No, but it had been dead for over 50 years. She did a little medicine check on it. Yeah.
It was mangled by the digging, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The whole scene was actually pretty terrible. This large magical creature was kind of seemingly out again, and this is an intelligent beast, so this is kind of like getting all your gears turning. Like, why would this beast come here and do this to obtain this thing? And so again, you're kind of like piecing some stuff together as these, one of your a former person you had met, the great druid Achaeus, the person who, if you'll recall, Rial, was the first person you met as you came to and wandered through the forest after having been imprisoned for 7 years. And so, yes, you do recall, now that you're thinking about like the big giant when he grew as tall as the sky, standing a single foot on an island at a time when the sun was frozen in place due to the magic mushrooms that Divot had put in a magic brew that he drank. You're like, oh yeah, there was this big giant Crimson Scarab in the sky. But all of your terrible histories combined, you were forced to rely on a nearby NPC who, again, excuses himself. If that will be all, I will go and tell Vix and Wedge to go get Kieran and Sorella. That's right. The old guy and the old lady had names, and that was them.
Oh. Oh, shucks.
And yeah, none of you guys know that. Divot talked to his mind, so you're all like, what are you talking about? Like, Divot had that as a mental conversation. So yeah, he excuses himself, but he says those names and walks away.
After that shitty roll, I mean, all of us, we at least shat together.
I've never seen such a team unity on botching a history check before. You never let a whole team roll skill rolls for that reason, but you dumb people. You don't remember anything.
I love thinking of all of us like passing it around and like licking it and smelling it and.
Drew. So I'm sorry. This question is for Thoricus, and it's only because it was a popular question in chat.
Let me go get him.
Oh.
Yes, Thoricus, Onyx Heart, huge fan. Absolutely. I mean, dude, the thing with the axes, and I just honestly, super cool. Rockabee with you, bro. So Thoricus, a lot of the buds have been asking. I don't know who the part I'm playing is right now. Thoricus, a lot of the buds have been asking, specifically in live chat this last week. You had shown much interest in a certain part of this dragon's anatomy, referencing several years of study on the subject, girth, heft, scales.
Armor plating, yeah.
Yes, the shadow that it cast. And so I'm sorry, I'm with the buds on this one. What did you do with that dragon's penis?
Oh my goodness.
Well, well, you see,
like, what did you do? What did you do with it?
What had happened was,
what did you do with it? What did you do with it, Drew?
It's a funny story. I just thought that us together on this journey was so much more important than an expensive dragon penis. So I put it on the ballista and I shot it into the river. And because I love my friends that much.
In glorious magical fashion, the
I
immense
that
heft
with that dragon dick.
of this dragon's might, if you will, was indeed shot into the persistent daylight, and you saw it sink, into the depths of the nearby river. Perhaps like a seed, it may grow a new dragon.
Yeah. Waste of a perfectly good dragon peen. I appreciate the thought.
It's beautiful, I guess.
It does save Drew the trouble of having to write dragon peen in his inventory, which I appreciate.
That's why I was trying to not do that.
No, that's good. I was like wondering if you had attached it to your armor or something. No, but it's good. I love what you did. It's not every day that you get to explain a dragon's being shot from a ballista, and you gave me that gift. So I'm forever grateful.
It was beautiful.
That was a beautiful thing.
It's a rare sight, but
I'm glad we did this together.
Wow.
We made it.
All right, so yes, you guys are kind of standing around. A lot of pressing issues. The talk of the girl has come up, and it's funny as you all kind of comment individually about how unremarkable is. You kind of like look down and you're like, oh shit, she's been there the whole time. Like everything you've said about her, she's heard. You see her expressionless face still just kind of like looking up at you guys, completely bland and unremarkable. You couldn't care less. about anything other than her amazing Alec Baldwin eyes. And you feel this little like buzz and crackle when she looks at you. There's a little something there. You've all been around some magical things, and there is certainly some kind of power within this child, this unremarkable child.
I'm gonna look at Brian and kind of give him the eyes like, all right, little man, I need you to promise me that you're gonna protect this very boring, unremarkable, run-of-the-mill, just typical child.
You see, while you're talking, he's kind of like got his mouth open and he's slowly going over towards her.
And I need you to not eat her.
Oh, and you see, it settles back down. Like, sorry, he didn't. You didn't say that. So now he's like,
Right.
don't.
That was the next step. I appreciate you being slow on that. Thank you for waiting for me. We're getting better. You're getting better at this.
You see his little tail, big, fat, long, 5-foot tail.
Just a boy. He's just a boy. He's just a boy. Anyhoozle. So we're gonna take this child. We're gonna usher her out, and I need you to protect her with your life and don't eat her, please.
You see, he props up with his proud chest like you've seen before when he's on the same page as you. Again, as a sea elf, you have the ability to communicate simple concepts to creatures that have a swim speed. Brian and yours bond is a little closer. You've been able to grow to where you can convey emotion and tone, through these gestures. And you see, not an intelligent creature. You see him aware of what you say as he props himself up proudly. Still, the wings that he has on his back, they were only supposed to last for a race. They're starting to get a little chewed up from all of his various rolls on his back and going in the river. And so, they're a little chewed up. But yeah, Brian the crocodile seems to understand that he's not supposed to eat this little girl and that you are all intending to protect her.
And then I just kind of stand up and I look down at the little girl and I go, I give her kind of a thumbs up. And then I look at her like, ugh. And I remember that I have a flower crown on my head. So I take it off my head and I kind of just put it on her head, but I have like the biggest flowers like right in front of her face, so I just don't have to look at her.
It's just like, oh god, just.
Yeah, and I'm like.
And remember,
oh,
like you took
so
a bite out of
boring.
it, so there's one section that doesn't have flowers from where you drunkenly took a bite out of the crown.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you kind of tilt that to the back so that you can use the flowers to just like really just block,
Yeah,
just like like if you had a big blanket, you would just kind of set it over her. And reluctantly
I think that
agree.
is hilarious. I'm like,
And then him laughing makes me laugh, so I'm like, and then we just start laughing.
You see Brian he opens his mouth. Yes, and once again,
Stay drunk.
there it is, the five, that laughter, that spirit, that camaraderie between you all kind of permeates the narrow cobblestone pathway that you stand behind. And as that breeze kind of washes over you again, you feel kind of the holiness that kind of glows from Tina Smoothhands now. And she stands, with this dragon helm that has these blooming and dead flowers emblazoned on it, and totally standing with this new light. Again, the light seems to bend almost toward her in any moment. And that sense, that noble, that power that beams from her, brings each of you back to kind of the focus of the matter at hand as the laughter fades on and you all enjoy each other's company for a moment. But yeah, you have this moment with each of you guys, and as the laughter kind of slowly fades away, here you are again, standing around, kind of like, all right, what's up? What's next?
I want to give Thorcus and the group a shout. I've read a thing or two about dragons, and Thorcus, you've given us these impeccable gifts. How about we find some more? This dragon has a horde, and the druids pushed him and these wormlings out. We're going to find some druids. Why not find a dragon horde along the way?
So yes, as all great myths of dragons, including our own in the real world, dragons notoriously hoard wealth and magic things. And so, yes, in theory, Riao, you are correct that if you have slain a dragon, it stands to reason that there would be a horde. You have very little as far as, there's not really a great trail. They are flying creatures, and so they could have dropped in from the nearby cliffs. You don't know. But yes, you are super aware that yes, there should be, within relative range of here, a green dragon's den.
And all we know is the druids pushed them out. That one wormling that was caught in the vines, that's like all we got out of him before we murdered him. But
Oh, yeah.
Before we murdered that 5-year-old.
Something like that. I mean,
Oh yeah, those kids.
Yeah. So for anybody that wasn't with us on that moment, indeed, one of the captured wormlings that had become entangled by these strange vines that started showing up in the forests of the Malachite Mountains, mentioned that the druids had somehow managed to push them away from that, and they were forced to come down here and hunt for food and other things. So there was at least some tension there between those two groups.
Bummer.
yeah, I'm totally for that. Let's go find the horde.
All right. As you guys kind of stand, you see Sumner Milton comes running around, a little bit out of breath. He looks up at you all and stands up with a little bit of composure. I think there's something you should see. And he turns around and walks back toward the church.
What?
Oh, that's all. Ugh.
What? Let's go.
Did we kill a kid on accident? Oh god, did I bring us penis?
Oh, jeez.
All right, let's go.
All right. So yes, I'm just gonna, if you don't mind. Yeah, there you go. You guys got it. Go ahead and move over here by the church. I'll bring Brian. Brian's in the hallway by the tent. Little Brian's doing things. So you see Sumner kind of stops, about 5 feet away from the door, as prevalent on the map. And he turns around and he says, I apologize. This may be a gruesome sight, although I'm sure you've all seen much worse. Please. And he gestures you in. You see Vix and Wedge kind of get out of the way. You see they've done a ton of work as far as clearing out a lot of the debris and carnage from inside the church. There's still kind of ash all upon the ground and little piles of, broken ceiling tiles. And you can kind of see through all the way to the back. And you see Sumner kind of leads the way for whoever wants to follow him in.
Alright.
He walks up near to the far side here, and he points toward a corpse on the ground. And you can see this guy in these dark brown, almost, it's like so dark that it's almost black, dark brown robes. And emblazoned on the chest of the robe is a giant acorn. Tina, you're extremely familiar with this acorn symbol. This is the symbol for the god Sylvanus, which this church, if you'll recall, also had a Sylvanus emblem on the front double doors. And so, yes, you see a pretty, Rial and Brunor, you're kind of just make your way up front. You see Brian's kind of hanging out with Vix and Wedge. And you kind of look past, the dust and the broken pews and everything in the way, and you see this corpse on the ground. And although, yes, the skin of this man is pretty badly burned, I'm going to say, Rial and Brunor, since you're in the front, go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Medicine check, here we go. Bam.
See if your medicine's any better than your history. No, it's not. Brunor, I think you got a 7, but unfortunately a 7. You're looking at the body. You see a series of slashes and claw marks on the skin, but the skin has also been badly burned, and like the whole top layer is almost melted away. And at every spot that the robe has been exposed to so much heat, the flesh and the cloth have kind of mixed into one thing, and it's a pretty gruesome sight. Rial, you see the same thing, but you deduce a little differently from it, getting a 16 on your medicine check. this body appears to have been dead before the fire. So you look at the wounds, the gash marks and everything, the slashes in the teeth, and the wounds, the meat themselves inside is cooked as well. So you know that this wormling, I apologize, I removed his token, but there is a dead wormling in here. The wormling seems to have killed him before the fire burned his corpse.
He was like that when we got here.
The Ferocious Five. Who was like
it.
that when we got here?
Well,
The sun. Who knows? It was like that when
It
we
was
got
like
here.
that when we got here, guys.
Guys, it was
Where?
like that. When we
Oh, I
got here,
love
what I'm saying.
Where?
And the wormling like have drawn that on the wall in his blood with like his claw. Like he was like that when I got here.
He was like that when I got, yeah.
I just had to use his blood because it was.
It
all he
wasn't
did.
me, yeah. I was trying to use him to put out the fire.
All I had.
Just the wormling
Oh
smashing
no.
this dead.
It's like,
There weren't any blankets, so we just.
I just had to kill him. It was just the fastest and.
so you see Sumner kind of like, Riao, you step up a little bit just because, you're getting a little bit of a better gauge on what happened with him. And Sumner looks at you and he says, Kumal told me what Kona did. That he locked that beast in the church.
Oh, yeah.
Rial, I'm an agent for the king, but we do not push our ways on those who seek our protection. Frankly, I don't know what to do. Surely this village will listen to the Five.
They will, and don't call us Shirley.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, please let me like speak to a group of people. I'm like Play-Doh snakes.
That's pretty true. That's
Depending on what
pretty
the
true.
moment is a dragon hand and a real hand, or a skeleton hand and a real hand.
Yeah, it's either like slick, 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 or like clank, 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 clank.
Clickety clackety.
Clickety clackety.
Dragon snakes.
Dragon snake.
I'm very suspicious that the arm that he made for my thing is made out of that dick skin, but I don't say anything to him.
I never saw
Bro,
that dick. What did he?
I told you I shot it in the river.
That's
Okay.
what he
So I was
says.
smelling it.
He shot most of it into the river, yes.
Some of it.
Shaved his armor out of that dick skin.
Divot's convinced there's one piece of dick skin on him somewhere. All right, so yeah, you see Sumner. Basically, yeah, he lays it out for you. Sorry, Divot, I'm gonna move you over too. He basically is like, he doesn't want to impose. Although he is certainly the highest ranking person here, this is not technically his town. And so, and you know your knowledge of like little regional towns. Honestly, usually it's the priest would be like the guy that kind of runs the going-ons of the town, and here he is dead. Kumal serves as kind of a guard for the city. You also, in that same breath, know that Kumal is pretty mad, and at the same time kind of taking all of his own stuff and throwing it at Kona. So you're pretty keenly aware if you put it in his hands, something bad may befall Kona. You do, each of you have your own opinion on this motive, but what you know is that when this town was attacked, Kona saw a wormling get into the church and he locked the door and kept it in there. That's really, that's the extent of what you know he did. And so, yeah, that's, and then apparently he locked this priest inside with it, and now that priest is dead. So, it's not, really, this is just like an opportunity for you guys to kind of declare the legal fallout of what's going to happen here.
I'm sorry. I want to cast Speak with the Dead on this priest.
All right. What's the length on Speak to the Dead? Doesn't it have to be 10 minutes? Or is that her resurrection? I'm sorry, I have two spells in my mind right now. I can look it up too.
Oh.
His mouth is intact, so you would be able to talk to him per the rule that his skull needs to be in place. Speak with the dead. Here, I got you right here.
Are you talking about revivify?
I am, yeah, and I think that's where I'm... Oh, yeah,
That's
no.
the
If
last-
the spell fails, if the corpse was the target within the last 10 days. Corpse must have a mouth and can't be undead. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, you can totally do that.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so
Divot. the new darker tone Divot steps forward. Go ahead.
so I look to the corpse and I peel back my arguably dick skin glove arm to reveal my bone hand, and I look at the corpse and I'm like, "Psst. How'd you die, guy?"
You know, so yes, you get your questions. You see the corpse. This kind of energy flows out of his mouth, and this energy takes like an incorporeal shape of a body, kind of just like a spirit shape with dark purple and blue tones. I was killed by the worldlings.
Jesus, did he eat a diaper? What is? God.
I look at the rest of my group and I'm like, all right, I'm good with that. Do you guys have any other questions?
You have up to 5 questions, just so you know how the spell works. You get 5 questions with the corpse. He doesn't necessarily have to tell you the truth. He can or not. This guy, what you know about him, he seems to be a priest of a holy life cleric, life and nature god Sylvanus. And so, you know, what you would know about that kind of a person, he seems that he would have no reason to like lie to you guys.
Okay. Well, I want to ask him if he knows anything about the girl.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
The child has a strange destiny. Her magic is not of this world. Dryads have touched her mind, and with it, the insanity of the Feywild.
All right. I'm like, speaking of dryads, can you tell me of the powerful dryad buried in the cemetery?
The great druid Ilafan was born in this town and chose to return unceremoniously to reap Sylvanus's protection.
Boy, that didn't work out so well.
What?
Yeah, in general, right now, you're like, I don't know if I buy that if you're selling it.
Wow.
Protection from what? That's crazy. All right.
That's That's kind of what
Does anybody have a question for this guy?
Ruben just said it. I thought that was a pretty good question.
Anybody want to take a shot at this?
Yeah. Anyone want to
I got one last one, but we have another one too.
Yeah, I got one. Is that cool?
Fucking get it.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we only have a certain amount. Like, okay,
Yeah, we only have this one, and then Divot has the last one because he's running the
I
show.
don't know that. All
Yeah,
right.
that's his spell slot.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have another one? I mean,
No, please.
Oh.
I'm
The
big,
shifting
dude.
form
I
is still
don't care.
there.
what does synthesis have to do with the House of Othrevan and the Shakinda Prophecy?
I know very little of the Shakinda.
That's not nothing.
I do know that Synthesis calls the House of Othrevan his home.
All right. I thank him for that information and ask if he'd like us to have his body laid to rest in a respectful way.
Plant me under an acorn tree, that I may grow with Sylvanus' love. And you see the spirit fade back into the lifeless corpse at your feet.
Once I hear those words, it's my responsibility. It's my duty. We brought this destruction into this town. It's my duty to bring some balance and some life. I have to restore. I need to bury this cleric and.
So Tina, you having been to the graveyard, you know there's actually just like the perfect acorn, oak tree out there, and so
Gotcha.
you very like without words even, you step forward, and honestly nobody's too surprised to see this, out of the new and renewed energy, kind of cutting through the dark tension of the post magic of speaking to a dead person. Tina steps up, full of that sweet nobility, and scoops up the body of the man. You see, so savagely ripped apart, it actually takes a little bit of extra effort to collect him as you kind of bowl his body parts into your arms. Again, the light that pierces through the blown out windows of this church in the moment seems to bend toward Tina as each of her steps puts out a little burst of dust that catches as wisps in the beams of the light that pierce through the cobblestone walls. A tense moment of silence as she walks past each of you with the corpse of the priest in tow. And you walk out, Tina, with this body in your arms, and you see Vix and Wedge. They both step back, and in a showing of respect, they both to attention with their weapons. And they stand as if in the presence of a great man, they too having seen his body. You continue your way around to the back of the graveyard, and you see the tree near the back here, almost just beyond where the gravestone that Red Illifarn is. And as you step forward, again, you feel that kind of wave of life that comes through your connection with Shantia. And the wind that kind of flows out from you, you see it peels the top of the grass away underneath this tree. And the soft earth underneath is exposed as this wind of light blows out from you. And you walk up and you begin taking simple hand scoops of the dirt. And it just moves easily as if this moment were meant to happen, as if you were planting a seed, in a garden. And you manage to move away enough of this earth in this moment. Some of you guys may have gone around with her a few shows. You see that Vix and Wedge have indeed, and they kind of stand at the other side in solemn respect of this moment. The rest of the five are also obviously welcome to do so, or not. And yes, you kind of scoot everything away, and you set this broken body of a man in the place that he wished best. And what better thing can you do than return a man to the God that he loves so? And so you, again, like the seed of a rose, you plant him in the earth and begin to move dirt back over him. You see everybody else that's present right now, kind of steps up if they choose. Vix and Wedge do as well, and kind of help you. It's burying a body takes a little bit more effort than this beautiful moment may imply, but everybody seems to be helping you and in the moment. And as much as they want to look at the carnage and the destruction of this man, nothing more captivating or capturing than the presence of this life energy that spills as Tina kind of rolls up her sleeves, if you will, and goes about setting this man back into his final resting place. And so as the blast of the earth is buried over him, the breeze, again, always ever present in Esmerelda, blows, and you hear as the wind blows nearby, and befittingly, a small acorn falls out of the tree. And tinks on the ground.
Well, that solved itself.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And my body is tired from the labor of burying this man, and I'm thinking about the circle of life and my own mortality, and the pains in my own body are reminding me that I am indeed alive, and I'm happy to be here to complete this mission, to complete this cleric's mission, this priest mission rather, and I'm happy to do it with friends.
You look around.
Live on together.
You see Rial, you see Thoricus, you see Brunor. You don't see Divot. Or do I? Divot, do I need to move your token? Or are you not there?
I hung back a little bit.
So you're in there with Sumner in the church still. But
Yeah.
yes, you look around, you see your allies. You see Vixen Wedge again kind of stood up, giving the military respect as they would, a fallen general. Again, kind of feeling their way out of a situation that maybe they're not necessarily involved with. They turn around and begin walking back toward the church.
That was beautiful, Tina.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing that.
And thanks for letting us be here for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. It had to be done. Now, let's move on.
Right.
Yeah, let's, where's Divot?
You all look
Last I
around.
saw him.
Where is Divot? Divot, we cut to you. You're kind of looking around. You're still standing in this church. You saw your sister leave. You know immediately what she's doing. And, it seems a little, again, with this, you have this strange new access to some kind of knowledge. You don't quite know why you know certain things, but you're like, that thing that she has is not that man. You just talked to that man, and that man is now gone. And so it's like the triviality of the physical corpse of a person having anything to do with their spirit inside of them. It doesn't sit in your mind the same. And though you are reverent and respectful, you kind of just let the proceedings go beyond you, and you hang back. And you're kind of standing in this dark, burned down church with ash all over the walls. The cold cobblestone walls have all been kind of scorched with this black soot. And, again, every footstep that people take kicks these little wisps of dust and ash into the air. And you see these great beams of light, piercing through where the blown out glass of the churches were from the heat. And you're just kind of like standing there appreciating the darkness of it all. Again, this lack of nighttime has actually gotten to you a little bit. And so you kind of look around in a moment. You feel kind of like in connection with your surroundings. And you look at Sumner Milton is just kind of like looking over at you as you have your skeleton hand out right now from when you cast the spell. And he's just, but he seems to be afraid to speak.
I look at him and I'm like, you seem to be afraid to speak.
Divot,
After observation.
I will be perfectly frank with you. I do not understand how the man who stands before me now and the man I met mere weeks ago could be the same man. Before they killed Bracchus,
The Meyer?
he cried out of your kinship. Surely the family you sought for so long, your main purpose in life, you have found. And yet you seem so distant and changed. What has become of you, Divot?
I have a new family. And I have to pull my weight in this family. And I had to make sacrifices to make that possible. But I have a question for you. And I want to like cross towards him, like somewhat aggressively. And
So yeah, as you
say-
take each step, those little wisps of dust and ash kick up in the sunbeams as you step through them, piercing beams of light kind of wash over your face one at a time and go on.
I'm like, you gave me the closest thing to a family I've ever had. And I'll never be able to do enough to thank you for that. But if you're holding out on us with any information that we need, and I find out, I'm gonna be obligated to make you pay for not playing it straight with us.
You know, as you end, the light beams across your chest, and as he looks upon you for a brief moment, the red visage of the mask of death crosses over your face. You see he steps back, terrified. I tell you, Lightning Dodger, I will tell you all I know. I do wish I knew more. I'm sorry. I know you want answers, but I don't have them. But I think we know who does. The Druids. It is imperative that you seek their aid.
Alright, and then I completely drop the seriousness of it, and I put my arm around him, and I'm like, oh! I love you, thank you!
You see, he's just kind of like, oh, super awkward and scared. You know, he sees the skeleton hand like on his shoulder. He's like, yeah, it's great. It's great. This is a lot of fun. Oh, it's good.
Big kiss on his head, and I'm like, let's go find everybody else.
Yes, of course. After you, sir. And, you know, he lets you kind of lead the way. You guys, you pass Vix, Wedge, Brian the Crocodile. You see Vix and Wedge are just like, how does she ride that thing? And they're just kind of like looking, and you're like, that one's Vix. No, that one's Vix. No, that one's Wedge. That's Vix. Which one? The mole. One of them has a mole, and you're looking for the mole. And you walk past them, and you see the gathering there around at the graveyard. The procession is over, but they all kind of stand around. You guys see Divot and Sumner Milton coming up the path.
What's up?
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Oh hey. How's it going?
All right, so are we ready to, I guess, mobilize and move out here soon or something? Or so we can continue on up to go see these ding-dang druids or whatever?
Yeah, I think that's
Yes.
an excellent plan.
I think that we
The
should
druids.
leave someone in charge here, though. Wasn't there some old people around here that we can like make the elders? And then because I don't trust Kumal and Kona. They seem like they're just unstable, and yeah, until Kumal can get his shit straight and not,
He's a
I
changed
just
man.
don't trust it, man. I mean,
That's his prerogative, man. Sometimes he just likes to chill out.
He's just
just
like,
don't give up a child. I don't care how normal they are. That's weird.
It's fine. We'll just take this normal child. It's fine.
All right.
so again,
What about-
you guys are kind of standing there, and you're like, ah! And she's just standing right there. She was there for the whole funeral. She was there for all of that stuff. You never notice, but she's been there the entire time. Yes. You look down, you see Esmerelda standing there. Suddenly, ah!
Great.
I'm gonna ask Thoricus,
Yeah.
the Elven Smith, Tanara.
Yeah, that's her. I
Do you
mean,
think can she hold this town together if we leave? The elders are a ways off. Do you think she can keep Elmira in check?
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Oh,
she's kind, and she's caring. She's a hell of a blacksmith.
Do you
Great
have a
ass.
lady friend, Thoricus?
What?
Do you
No.
have a lady friend, Thoricus?
Shut up. God, no.
Introduce us to your lady friend.
She's really cool, guys. Just
Well, Marcus, we need to meet her and thank her for the things that you guys did.
she did. Honestly, she did help me.
Pretty cool.
She helped me a lot.
Just saying, it would be really nice if we could have some manners.
Well, I'm obviously gonna say goodbye or whatever.
Or whatever, or something.
Okay, all right. Let's just go ask her then, I guess. Because that's what you guys want to do. I don't want.
I like shove him and I go, hell yeah, feel your feelings, brother. And I like.
All right.
All right, so yeah, you guys all kind of move away from the graveyard and, walk again. Now that, again, some of the intensity has passed, you are able to take in kind of the majestic beauty of this small, quaint forest village, with these giant green mountainous sharp peaks behind it. And again, that cool breeze that always passes by, the sound of the nearby river that's always kind of trickling and running through the air. When the sounds of battle and mayhem and chaos have passed, it's actually a pretty nice little town. And you walk. You see as you leave, Vix and Wedge seem to be getting ready to head off to do what as Divot had asked. You see Sumner kind of confers with them real quick, and he asks you guys once more before you go to Tanara. He's like, "Would you like me to send Vix and Wedge to recover the old man and woman? We saw them at the camp on the way here, but we thought we'd best hurry."
Oh yeah, go and do that.
Yes.
What a good idea.
All right, so yes, Kieran and Sorella, the old man and the old woman that you met on the road with Kona, the Vix and Wedge are going to go get them. So they'll be guarded by some knights of the Fellsworn Kingdom, and Vix and Wedge. Which one's Vix? Which one's Wedge? You don't know. They proceed.
Doesn't matter.
They kind of like salute you guys. You see they're a little nervous about just how freaking dope you all are. Oh, they both salute. They're purple and silver, the Fellsworn armor. They salute and begin walking down this forest path, past the cart and the hoopty.
You say one smells like cigarettes?
No, I said like mentholatum.
Oh.
Yeah. No, Wedge smokes menthols.
Black and milds.
You just smell it.
No, I was gonna say, is there any way that I can get like one of them at least to get another person? Can they send Carl back to Buraka and with a note that just says, "Hey, we're in what is this place called?
Emerald.
Elmira?
Emerald. I'm sorry, Elmira is where Bruner's from. I know it's confusing.
Yeah,
I was into
Emerald.
E-names that week.
Amarilla.
Yeah, this is Emerella.
Amarillo.
Emerella. Like Emerald, E-M-E-R-R-E-L-A.
Right, Emerald. Okay. So yeah, just let Tapoko and Ubre and Ninja Mask Longbow Dude and
We never got his name.
never got his name.
Never got that guy's
Hell of a
name.
guy though.
Okay.
I won't tell
he
you
was
either.
fine.
It was
He
cool.
wasn't
He had a
onto
cool
our
name.
vibe though.
Oh,
So
no.
Right. I just want to let him know, like, this is kind of the situation. This is where we're at. Like, prepare
Yeah, you
for
can
some
absolutely do that. Sumner Milton, again, being like a political figure kind of guy, he has all the supplies that you would need. So he gives you, a quill and some paper and everything, so you can write out whatever note you want. You want to send something to Kopo the Hatchet and Ubre the Calloused, correct?
Correct.
All right, so yeah, you send
You are
word to
correct,
Buraka. Basically, if they want to help with the restoration of the city and all that stuff, so you're just kind of calling upon the allies that you've made to see if they can offer any assistance.
Right, and and kind of what I was thinking is just to secure that whole route, basically from Tilmore, where the people from the Shattered Isles
Yes.
went, and then
the
they kind of
refugee
took
camp.
us in
Yes.
all the way to Buraka, and then all the way to.
Okay. Yeah. No, I like it.
Emerald-
So,
Emerella.
the true tacticianer, Thoricus Onyxheart, kind of realizing that he's drawing closer and closer to a battlefield, is trying to, solidify, trade routes, and his mind is ticking. You see, though the battle is 7 days away, it has already begun in his mind, and with very quite specific instructions, he pens a big long letter to be given, and you see. Vixer Wedge reaches forward. You see he has a mole, but then you look and the other one also has a mole, and you're like, wait, I thought only one of them had a mole. So you don't know which one it is, but he grabs the note from you, and he assures you, he's like, on my honor, I'll make sure that they get this. He does like a little salute to you.
nerd.
All right, so you guys, as those two, head off, and Sumner Milton, you guys have kind of done this little procession over here toward Tanara's place. And you're all standing around like the cool kids. And you're like, go, Thoricus, go say goodbye to her. But yeah, no, you're standing out there. You see Thunder Milton still kind of hanging with you guys. And yeah, you're standing in front of the smith. You see the forge is still going. Tanara, kind of sensing the presence of you all, opens up the shade of the forge and is like, oh, I'm sorry. Please. And she's all, covered in dust and ash, and she's been working, hasn't had a bath in a little while. She's kind of shy a little bit about it. You see she kind of reaches over and grabs like a little shawl and wraps it around herself. She kind of tries to make herself a little more presentable for you guys.
Oh, it's a shame scarf. Don't. They wanted to say thank you, and I wanted to let Esmerelda say bye to you because we're taking her away. So, you guys, just.
I tell her that Thoricus wrote a poem for her, but that he was too shy to read it himself. So I recite it for her on his behalf.
Don't
Wait. This is where memes have actually changed the way you play D&D. Let me ask you a question real quick, guys. Would you like to Cyrano de Bergerac the lines of this poem to him through message?
Yeah, if that's on the table, then why the hell not? Yeah.
Yeah. That's even better.
So you guys are about to team attack on love. All right, here we go. This is our first love team attack.
I'm gonna hit him with the short circuit advice in the earbud.
All right, here we go. So yeah, Thoricus, you feel the kind of the presence of another voice in your mind. Not unfamiliar to you, having the Rocky Talkie connection with your friend Rial. So you're like, oh, somebody's in my head right now. Oh, it's Divot. You hear his voice. What are you guys doing?
I thought he was messaging her mind so that she thought I was saying it. Or am I high? I might be high.
No, the spell message. So he could send you words into your mind right now. So if Divot, if you want to do your poem, and Thoricus, you would then be saying that poem. If that's what you want to do.
What? Yeah.
Though, all right. Here's the poem. Though our time has been short, my feelings.
Our time has been. Wait, God damn it! I'm not gonna remember all that, Gus. I'm fucking high. I literally just said that. Like you're gonna have to give me a sentence at a time.
Though our time has been short.
Okay.
Though our time has been short.
You see, she turns and kind of looks at you. Her eyes start to shine.
No.
My feelings are long.
My feelings are long.
She kind of takes a breath.
The strength built between us.
I start chanting sword in the background. It's the only thing I know. Sword.
Built between us.
Is awkwardly strong.
Is definitely awkwardly strong.
All right, Thoricus, give me a performance check.
Oh, God. Can't Divot do it on
Sword.
You see her eyes shimmer.
Sword.
20! Not a crit, but a 20, and I'm going to hit on that anyway, because you go, you little charming man.
Oh, my God.
All right, Thoricus.
So with all,
20, buddy. Nice.
with the adorable awkwardness of a buddy rom-com, Thoricus reads this beautiful poem, gifted him by his dear friend Divot, the greatest wingman on the planet Earth, or even the planet of Everendell. And yes, with your 20 on that performance, you see you have certainly captured her heart in this moment. And all of you, kind of like, It's like there's a very clear moment happening between the two of them, and you're all kind of there also. And that little girl is still just.
All right.
God.
I say we I kind of not roughly, but just kind of gently put my hand on the face and just start like clearing everybody out towards this way, saying like, "Thank you for the stuff.
It's
Thank
nice
you.
to meet
Like,
you. Bye.
Lovely,
Thank you
lovely.
for the
That
stuff.
was a great poem, Thorcus.
Really nice." And I like push.
No,
I like
don't.
shove Thorcus. I shove him like really hard,
Don't.
like towards her doorway.
Stop it.
Thank you. I appreciate
He
you.
counterattacks.
Bye.
No.
Bye.
One of you come back?
I'm gonna.
Bye. Later, Gator.
That's a normal child. She would.
Just a second. I'm like, I could stay if you guys really wanted, but. No. All right.
Sumner,
I'm gonna walk.
definitely.
I'm gonna walk back up to Thorcus. I'm gonna give him a good pat on the chest. I'm like, she's wonderful. She's wonderful, best friend. Thank you for everything you've done. But I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation to have like this perfect smell of her hometown coming off Thorcus, and then I'm just gonna go to it.
My man Rial knows how an elven forest smells. Absolutely. Spending so much time in the cloister of trees as a young man. And he knows which particular tree drives the elf ladies wild. And he drops a little of that mad smell on his man Thorcus and sends him in to the greatest fight of his life. You guys kind of see as the flap of the forge closes, a great steam and billowing heat starts blowing out of the forge, swelling, heating you even from far away. So you guys are kind of standing around the ballista like, man, we should go a little bit farther away.
So do you guys think we have time to grab a drink, or should we go ahead and pack up? I don't know how long.
It's not gonna be long.
So yeah, you guys, sorry, you turn around, he's already back. What's up, guys?
It's like, hey guys.
Woo, woo, woo.
That was a tie.
That did not go well.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say if your intention from here would be to go forward down the road, get on the cart, head off, and do your thing. You guys can finish up any stuff in the town that you would want to do right now. We can kind of step out of the every moment mechanic. Like if there's anything specific you would like to do before you go, we can work that out, or we can kind of call for you guys get ready for the journey. You prep the horses and get used to your cart again, and figure out how you're gonna get Brian in there one more time.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna end up doing.
If there was anybody in town to buy a potion from, I probably would, but that's about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, not a mercantile. You can go check, I said, where you found Albie clearly had been a shop. I'm gonna give me an investigation check, man. If you roll hot enough, yeah, maybe one of these. Maybe one of these
Based on
boxes.
my rolls tonight.
Yeah, so far our rolls have been fantastic. Oh, I'm giving you advantage. Crit hit! There it is. Oh, I give you advantage because all of your rolls have been so terrible all night.
Right.
And we all deserve this.
Oh yeah, sometimes it's just nice.
Yeah, the
Ooh.
pity crit.
Pity crit.
It
Oh,
just has a
that pity
picture
crit.
of Brad Pitt.
It crit's just the same.
Crit. Oh my god.
Pity crit. All right, so you with your crit, you actually do. You find a box. I'm gonna give you a D4. You go to where the old shop was, and you kind of go through the box. The monsters that had their way around this town, they weren't really looking for valuables or anything. They were looking for food. And so yeah, I'll give you. You found 3 just stock healing potions, like Player's Handbook healing potions, 2d4 plus 4.
Nice.
There are 3 of them in a box.
Oh yeah.
Alright, sick.
Hell yeah.
I keep all 3 of them.
Well, too.
For now.
Yeah, you're by yourself. What about you, Rial? You got any errands you want to take care of before you guys head back on the road? You're listening in on your walkie-talkie, can you guys see me?
He just does it all the time now.
Yeah, that's
Don't
got to
worry
be
about
anytime you
that.
look at him.
Don't you even worry. I'm gonna run back to Kumal's house, and I'm gonna I'm gonna grab the painting.
All right.
The new one?
Yeah, so you walk in, you see Kumal, laying across
Maybe
the
he'll
chair.
eat
He's
them
like,
all.
just get out of here.
All right, drama queen.
I am also gonna let Kumal know that we're taking Esmerelda back to the cult, the Holt.
The Colt.
What's the dryad?
Yes, it is Colt. I
Dryad
was
Colt.
right, and then I was wrong, and then it's the Colt.
Oh, they're cold. They're
The
cold.
Dryad's Colt. She says, I appreciate you adventurers. I would take her myself, but I fear for my children. My real children.
Ew.
I'm just kind of sprawled out. I've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Sprawled out on the
As you can tell, I'm having a really bad time about it. I hate my brother, for real, all the time now.
Very upset. Yeah.
But yeah, you grab the painting. You see he's like, yeah, get that evil magic out of my house. He also says you should take the other painting, too. If you remember the painting of the windmill with Brunor jumping out of the window and the big green dragon smoke.
Yeah, I'll grab them. I'll grab them both.
Awesome.
Who grabbed him?
Real.
Real.
Yeah.
Rial, do you mind if can I have one of them?
Yeah. Which
I
one do you
want-
want?
I want to pin it onto the back of my duster.
Ooh. Very cool.
Yeah. Take whichever you'd like.
I just grab one without looking at which one it is.
Fashion.
Awesome.
I check which one I'm left with out of curiosity.
Oop, I'm sorry. Here we go. I'm sorry, I was modifying something. I'm the worst.
God
Oh
damn
no.
it.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Done. I'm done.
So which painting is left?
Yeah, the one that I have that he didn't take.
Yeah, you have the you actually have the picture of the Scythisus picture.
Of course I do.
Ooh,
You
tough.
notice that you kind of have a pretty heavy grab on it. There's something about this that compels you.
That's
I
all
want-
you, baby.
All right. So then I put the other one on the back of my duster.
Awesome. And then do you still have the flowing purple cloak of Esmerelda, or do you just go with the sweet jacket now?
So I picture myself wearing the jacket and then way unnecessarily a giant scarf wearing the other piece.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Sweet.
Oh.
These are the important things. All
About
right.
the layers.
Nothing makes a good character like a scarf.
Oh yeah.
Fashion, honey.
Fashion. Statement.
All right. So sometime.
And I like the idea of pinning the art on the back like a punk war vest kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a
So-
big giant
Oh,
pin.
you
It's a little
like-
clunky and weird.
Oh,
Yeah, something
Oh,
to that effect, but with some.
Oh,
All right, so you guys, a little bit of time passes, as you all kind of go about doing your various businesses. You see Sumner comes to you, Rial, and he's like, I've spoken with Kona. He intends to help us rebuild this place, make up for what he did. I'm inclined to give him another chance. The Fellsworn believe in second chances. Would you have it any other way?
It is all about second chances, but please, if anything comes up, we lost the priest in the Church of Sylvanus. If anyone asks, please tell them it was my doing. I burned down the church to exterminate the wormling. Kona told us that he locked away only the wormling, but he accidentally locked away the priest as well. This town will be in ruins between Kona and Kumal. Just tell them that the death of the priest was accidentally mine, and the guilt racks me, but it was my doing.
All right, Rial. So you take on the burden of this death onto yourself. And, you've recently been adding quite a few of these burdens to your list as you feel the impending weight this strange connection that you seem to have with Synthesis, the actions of your allies as you've progressed, and the eggs that have had to been cracked along the way, learning of Brunor's sacrifice and your relationship with Sumner and the strain that put on your ally. All these many things, kind of build upon you. But so true is the spirit of Real Othrevan that he carries these burdens proudly. I'm going to give you an inspiration point for that. So just sheer mechanics-wise, the reputation of Real in the 5 will take a little bit of a hit as far as the region is concerned. It goes along with a narrative, if you'll notice, of strange, wild magic things happening everywhere you guys go. And so in this moment, I just want you to know, you have completely allowed Kona to reintegrate into this town, and your actions will have an effect on that side. But you will notice that in the spreading word of the 5, they speak of you a bit more like a magic wild man. That these terrifying magical occurrences appear at random wherever you show up. So yes, an awesome, noble thing, a true hero's step, in my opinion, and honestly, a fantastic way to summarize this episode. I think I'm gonna call it right there, guys. Real, seriously, Jake, from Brandon to Jake, man, that made my heart a little warm there. So thank you for that, man. Fucking A, these guys, I can't say it enough. Fucking 20 sessions, man. We are just starting. This is just the tip of the iceberg, man. I can't wait until we can bring the show to you the way that we designed it all these many years ago. We hope so much that in all of this crazy bullshit, we bring you even a modicum of joy or happiness, or just a place to come and be yourself and be happy and hang out with what are the greatest buds, the best community that I can ever be a part of. So thank you guys so much. This means the world to me. And you guys, my cast, my amazing, wonderful friends, performers, frozen allies, handsome and gorgeous friends. Thank you so much. This is session 20 of WeeDnD. We like to wrap things up with our little ritual. Maybe you heard about it, maybe you haven't. We like to take these little lighters, hold them up, make sure we're not going to light any of our pets or friends on fire, and go lighters up. Thanks for playing D&D with us, guys. 20 sessions. I say we do at least 20 more.
Let's get it.
We're gonna get it. It's gonna get got. We gonna get it.
Got.
Some people
Tell you
get
that
got.
right now.
We gonna get.
Oh, yeah. Ha! So what? You can't touch me, because I'm from the internet.